So ladies, let us get started. As you know, the question is there a specific age that we should cut our hair, or should we just keep it like we always have? And what do you guys think about life as we grow gray? Who wants to start?
Yeah.
When you say cut, do you mean like trim or to cut it like really short?
Well, I mean, there's a theory that women over 40 or 50 should not have long hair. My hair is all the way down to my bra strap, and I love it. But because I'm over a certain age, perhaps people say that you should cut it and just sort of, so be it. But I personally disagree. But what do you think, Hugh?
I disagree too. I don't think age should cause anything. Like, age should not determine whether you should cut your hair or not. I don't think it has anything to do with age, personally. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I agree. My auntie, and this was back when it really was, several decades ago, actually, I guess it was now, where it really wasn't the thing for having long hair when you're older. And she had this long gray ponytail. And I remember as a kid thinking she was so cool. And she wore these long skirts, and she didn't care what anyone said. She just lived her best life. And I've left my hair long as I've gotten older too. And I had someone say to me once that, she never wore makeup. She never did her hair. She's going to grow old gracefully. And I just said, I'd rather grow eccentrically, like however you feel. If you want to do that way, then I'll do it my way. And my auntie was eccentric and awesome. And I think if someone wants to cut their hair, they should. And if someone doesn't want to, they shouldn't. So I think it's a very personal expression of who you are, your hair.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a person's own choice. Age is nothing but a number. Like, why should people care how old we are, what our hair should look like?
Exactly.
Coming from a makeup artist perspective and a stylist that I'm allowed to do, I support whoever wants to keep their hair however they want it to be. It's totally up to them on their own aspects. If they decide to cut it, they decide to cut it. If we like to keep it long, we like to keep it long. I've got long hair. I've chopped my hair a couple times, but I still like it the length that it is right now. I would never chop my hair off again. If I didn't like it at all.
Doris, what about you, Doris?
And if you didn't know how old you are, how old would you be? Exactly. I had a little funny story when I had my hair cut short in my 20s, and I was working at the cancer clinic at the time at a reception desk, and a man came up to me and he said, "Okay, how come you have a penis haircut?"
What?
What?
I had a bowl haircut. The short haircut. Those when it was very popular, the short sides and back.
So
I could hardly work that day. I was holding back the tears.
That's
but since that day, I've never been able to go short because of that comment. So,
nobody here has, Humu's is a little bit shorter, but nobody here has short hair. And I haven't done it since people thought I was a boy when I was a little kid, because I had the bowl cut. Now a penis cut, I understand. Actually call it. Yeah, it used to be the mom would put the bowl on your head and cut around. And but yeah, I've never been brave enough to do the whole Sharon Stone thing and just chop it all off. But
actually,
you can do it if you can rock the shorter hair. To me, it's just cowardice from my childhood, and being mistaken for a boy was just not fun. So
I actually did though, and I'm not even 40 yet.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it's funny.
Amazing.
You're rocking it.
Absolutely.
I love your cut. I love this kind of a little bit shorter in the back and then going a bit longer in the front. Looks really good.
Actually, to be honest, this is not even my natural hair. This is a wig.
I love wigs. Honestly, I love wigs. I think they're amazing. And I watched a documentary on Dolly Parton recently.
She has millions. Yeah.
She is so cool. And she's like, this isn't my hair. Like, she's just amazing.
Yeah. I had to cut it. Yeah. I had to cut it during the pandemic because everywhere was closed. Yeah. And I'm not one person that is very good in taking care of my natural hair. I really struggle with it. So I just woke up one day. I'm like, you know what? I can't. I'm just going to cut it off. And I did.
Good for you.
I don't know.
Good for you.
They didn't really.
That's empowering.
Very good.
I don't know. I just cut it. So it's kind of weird just hearing that people actually think when you're getting older, after 40, you should cut your hair. I never actually knew about that. I'm just hearing this for the first time.
Oh, you never knew about that.
Can I share a secret with you guys?
Yes.
About haircuts? I'm past 40 and I've had every hairstyle you can imagine, down to my waist, all the way to a pixie cut.
Me too.
I've had my gross, mousy, natural color, all the way to super, super bright purple.
Wow.
One of the best things that I've ever done for my hair is get an undercut.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's shaved up
You
under.
want to show us?
I have
You want to
that
show
too.
us quickly?
It's not the freshest, but I'll share.
Yeah, I have that too.
Oh, I love that.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that not a game changer? Who
It's
says
fun.
I love it?
Absolutely.
I do.
Yeah,
I love it.
best
I
ever,
love it.
right?
Of course
I
you do.
love it.
You're eccentric. Of course you do. What about
I
you?
don't think I
What
have
about
enough
you,
hair to do
Judith?
undercut.
What do you think, Judith?
I think that is about your personal, your personal comfort. Your hair is part of you, as your expression, and it depends on your profession. How do you like to look? What is the style that you wanted to present? But it's about you, and it's part of your expression. So I love my hair in any sense. I love it long. I don't care what people say about long or short. I love it. So what I believe is that you need to feel secure, no matter what people say. And being fashion is something, if you like it, choose for fashion. Like Anna, she chooses different colors. I would love to be able to do that. Teresa, they had different style and colors. I love that, and I admire that in other people. And like different styles are amazing in women, and it's up to you, and it's part of your expression, 100%.
Yeah.
I
Genevieve?
do find though, if I could say, like, I'm sorry, I noticed like in the Italian culture, I've noticed like my mother-in-law, her sister, other Diaz that my husband has, like they all have the same sort of haircuts. It's like short. It's like kind of, and I think a lot of it too is like there's that fear of expressing yourself, because what will people say if you were to come into one of those Italian parties and you have like some pink in your hair? Oh my gosh, like what are they gonna say? But I feel like, I mean, I can speak for myself, like, and other women I know my age in this family, my family, it's like, who cares? First of all, it's hair, and it'll grow back. And if you, and it is a form of expression. And I just feel like if you have a problem with it, that's your problem. It's not mine. I got spoken to because I gave my daughter a short haircut when she was 2 to even out her hair. And I said, well, maybe there's a group for people who you can all get together and talk about how much you didn't like the haircut. I chose for my kid, my child, so it's like whatever, and I love my long hair. I go shorter in the summer. I thin it out a bit because I'm just too hot, so whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Who makes these rules anyways?
Exactly.
I think it's kind of funny that you made the comment that none of us have really short hair, because this is actually the longest that my hair has been in many, many, many years. I went for most of my adult life with various forms of a pixie cut. And now I'm just like, I'm just gonna run it out. and I'm kind of liking it because it's actually, I forgot that it's a little bit curly. But
Nice.
I always had super short hair. That was my look, was like right up. I liked it where, it was like almost shaved in the back and a little bit on the top. And yeah, so that's what I did the whole time.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear from Genevieve and then Margot.
All right. I do find that it's not only men that lose their hair. There's some women also that lose their hair when they get older. And sometimes, even if they would like to have those certain haircut or long hair, maybe it's not a choice anymore because it's not advantaging them anymore. So I think we have to take this in consideration. But I always say this to actually my personal mom: we wear our hair every day, all the time, right? So you know what? I'm okay to spend a little bit more money on my hair. Maybe I'll buy one less pair of jeans or a little bit less makeup or a little bit, like if you got to pick and choose, you wear your hair every day, be proud of it, take the time to do whatever it needs to do so you actually love your hair. And you know what? If you have long hair, long, beautiful gray hair with beautiful curl, it's absolutely gorgeous. Or short hair, it doesn't matter. But I think spending a bit of time on her hair and be proud of it, then I think it's worth it. Any age.
Margot,
Yeah,
your curls are hidden tonight, Margot. You
I
look
know.
great tonight.
I
What are your
know.
thoughts?
I have very, 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 very curly hair. Like to the point where how very is very, the veriest of varies.
We see it every week. We know.
But if I let it go, like literally you wouldn't know me from Robert Plant, from Carrot Top, and me, like we're all together. So I as far as hair long, short, whatever, it's funny. I'm 56, almost 57, and my hairdresser is 56. I went to school with her, and she's got long hair. I mean, she's this beautiful babe, and she's got long hair, and she does my hair. We had a talk in our last talk about another topic, which was about sort of living in the past. And I don't know. I don't really care if someone has long hair, short hair, whatever. It's whatever makes them feel good. And long hair, at least you can do stuff with it. You can put it up, and then you've got short hair. So if you want to grow it, freaking grow it.
Julie,
Love that.
More versatile.
You know, I've always thought of my hair as an accessory, and something my hairdresser a long time ago said that's always stuck with me is that ponytails are for ponies. And so ever since then, I'm like, if I'm going to spend all this time and all this money on my hair, I'm going to enjoy it, whatever it's going to look like. It doesn't matter if it's blue, if it's pink, if it's long, it's short, as long as I fix it, as long as I put some effort into it, I think that's all that matters for me.
Yeah.
well, that's amazing. Who hasn't spoken?
Me.
Tanya.
So I think that's very fascinating because I'm in the mirror an hour before we started going, I haven't done this much primping to my hair since grade 8, which is a very long time ago. Yeah, because as a single mom, I didn't take the time. It didn't really matter. I've always usually had long hair as an adult, but there was a point in time during my teenage years where my girlfriend and I had the biggest crush on the hairdresser at our hairdressing salon. So we used to shave the sides so that we could go there every week because we needed it to be done so that we could hit on this guy. So I'm with Teresa, be eccentric, own whatever it is that you've got going on. Exactly. I am begging for gray hair. I have earned some and I don't find any. I know that I should probably be happy about that, but there's moments when I'm like, hang on a second. I feel like I've earned some of that. I'm sure it'll come in time. I love salt and pepper hair. And I think it looks amazing, no matter who it's on, or male or female or anything else. But hair sensitivity, similar to what Genevieve said, some people can't grow hair, or they're losing their hair, or it's thinning in a way. I think, for older women whose hair becomes really, really thin, mine's fine. It probably will do this, where it'll get stringy. So if we can add, by cutting it, if it can add something to the frame of the picture, our picture frame, then I think that it's something worth doing, because I think some people get stuck in it always has to be the same. So changing it up, hair grows technically, usually. So I say do whatever you want.
I think I want to just say that. So for me, I know my husband, he does like longer hair, but I've had pixie cuts too, believe it or not. But I don't always appease him. So I just want everyone to know that for the record. But the fact that he does like longer hair and I have longer hair, it makes it harmonious for us. So that's one little tidbit. And then how far have you guys driven? Genevieve, you go over a bridge to get your hair done. So people drive like all different places for their hairdressers, right? It's not just
an hour
corner shop. Yeah, an hour.
Wow. An hour. Me too.
I have flown from New York City back to Vancouver to get my hair cut.
Oh, that's the best one, yeah.
If I could afford it, I would go to Japan to get my hair cut, because when I do go over there, that's the first thing I'll do is go straight to my hairdresser over there. She is just amazing.
Nice.
Never found anyone like her.
Yeah, that's
All
amazing.
the time to get my hair cut, but now just here. But I love the haircuts that they do me in Mexico. My hairstyles remain the same for 20 years.
Okay, well, as you guys can see, we have a new person is joining us right now. If I can ask Andrea to please unmute and turn on the camera, that would be lovely. Patrick, I'd like you to turn your camera on for 1 second so we can see your lovely locks. Where are you, Patrick? This is Andrea, everybody. And
hi.
Hey, everyone.
Hello. This is Patrick, our producer, Andrea. Oh, he just showed us his head, so we can see that very shiny head.
Oh my gosh.
So anyhow, this is Andrea. Gita knows Andrea, and also she thought that it would be fun and lighthearted. She couldn't be here with us tonight because she's in Winnipeg, but we had this set up anyway. So Andrea has joined us tonight to just talk to us a little bit about, you know, is there a protocol when you reach a certain age, or is there not? So I'm going to hand the floor over to him so he can sort of just recap, tell us a little bit about himself, and tell us what women are going through right now, and men even, with their hairstyles.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me tonight. It's an honor. Well, yeah, so I've been doing hair for 21 years. It's been a long time, and I'm still doing it, still loving it. And yeah, I would just say, I mean, first of all, I see there's like pretty much everyone there in the audience with very long hair. So I feel like to just keep it cool, and long hair is very cool. Yeah, I mean, jokes aside, as I personally love long hair. I would say 80% of my clients, they all have long hair. I don't know why, but I just personally love long hair. And I would just say there's absolutely no protocol. And I'm actually very happy that like pretty much everyone was saying, you know, we just like what we like, kind of like whatever makes you happy, it's the right thing. And I'm actually very happy that like people are like realizing that right now. They were like past that phase where people were like, you know, following those like societal rules where, as Kathy was saying, you know, people like ladies like past like 40, 45 years old, they should not have long hair. Who says that? It's a very old school kind of, you know, philosophy, I think. I don't know. I just say, personally, it's very, very reassuring that we kind of grew into this new mentality where people are just happy to be happy and just be happy with what you have. Just be happy with what makes you happy. If long hair makes you happy, it's a very good thing. If short hair makes you happy, it's also a very good thing. Personally, obviously, as a hairstylist, when you have longer hair, you have more to work with, right? So for me personally, long hair is more fun just because I'd like to do more curls, do more highlights on it, just like have more fun with that. But I would just say that in my career, I saw like many clients that they were, you know, long hair lovers, and then one day they just woke up and they were like, no, what do you think? Should I have like short hair? And I'm like, it's not really like up to me. It's primarily up to you, right? So I don't want to make this decision for you. It's something that you should be embracing. You should be the one that is super happy about it, right? If that's right for you, and if today it's what you want to do, just let's go for it. Just let's do it. So I just feel like there's definitely not a rule. If you're like 40, you should have like, you know, long hair. If you're like 65, you should not have long hair. In my personal experience, my mom, she hates short hair. My mom, she was traumatized by my grandmother, that she was forcing her to have like super short hair when she was a kid, because it was like nice and practical and nice and easy for her. And my mom hated it, and she hated it until she was 18, and she's 65 right now, and she's still traumatized. And so I kind of like learned, even before being a hairdresser, that was awful. That was something that as a mother, you know, you should probably never do with your kid, because, you know, if you like to have long hair, why you should not have long hair. So yeah, so
Andrea, I'm gonna interrupt for a second. I'm gonna ask you some questions about, have you seen some horrific COVID hair recently?
Yes, that has been actually very, very fun, because I would say when we reopened like last year in May, I would say I've seen things that I would never even imagine to see. Yeah, people like having fun with bleaching their hair, botching their hair. It's been something.
Ladies, does anyone have a question or two
like
for Andrea?
I would just say people that they decided to go gray. They were just, I'm sick and tired of like having to like keep up with the roots every single month. I'm just sick and tired of it. So COVID was actually the amazing time for them to, being forced to do that. Just like everything was shut down for 3-4 months. So people started seeing the roots creeping in, and they were like, oh, okay, and this is not the end of the world. Maybe I could just like keep doing it. And some people hated it. Other people loved it. Other people loved it at first, and then they kind of thought about like, well, maybe not. I'm not ready yet, so let's go back and just like do again what I used to do before. We had like a couple like examples from from celebrities, Jane Fonda and Sharon Osbourne. They both went gray at some point last year. So that kind of like, it was like a sort of like reassurance for like, like the average person. Okay, so if they did it, we could do that too, right? So that definitely helped a little bit.
The celebrities help make people help us make those decisions.
Absolutely,
yeah. Just before we go on, does anyone have a question or two for Andrea at this moment? Genevieve, go ahead.
I have a little question. I want to know if you've been dyeing your hair all your life. For me, it's just I've been doing a lot of highlights all my life, not all over color. Actually, I've never done that, but even all over color highlights.
Okay, get to the question. Come on.
I know. And then, is it making your hair thinner? Like I hear sometimes people need a break, and it's making my hair like not like I'm losing hair, or is it a thing or not?
I would say it's partially true and partially not. So obviously, growing older, we have like normally thinner hair. So that's part of the process, right? Depending on how you bleach your hair or like highlight your hair, that could definitely like damage the hair even more. So I would say like a bond builder or like certain products stuff like that are actually definitely recommended to like prevent breakage, thinning from like chemical like products and all those things. But partially it's just part of like us, aging. So it's not just the bleach.
Genevieve, I get the feeling that you're one of these women that doesn't let roots ever come in. I had my hair, I just got my hair done yesterday. My roots were like to here, and I do it every like 4 months. I'm like, okay, just get over yourself, wear a hat. If you style it, it looks okay, but otherwise it looks really greasy. But I get the feeling that you just never let those roots come in.
I actually do. I only go to the hairdresser once every 3.5 months.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I stand corrected.
Okay,
Tanya has a question.
As a hair professional, would you rather someone in your chair tell you that they're not happy with the haircut or the hairstyle that you've given them, or would you rather just them to shut up and pay for it and walk out the door and feel bad about it? Because I've been in the situation where I didn't really like what was happening, and I didn't know how to say I didn't like it.
That is actually a very good question. Thank you so much for actually bringing this up. We hate when people are not transparent. We do not like that at all. It's actually
listen, when you did my hair, I love my hair. I might not have loved the price, but I love my hair.
Well, thank you. I mean, this all goes back to like communication is primal, right? It's super important. So when I consult with my client, I just want to make sure that like she understands what I'm saying and I understand what I'm saying. And I understand what she's saying, sorry. If you are not on the same page, that's 100% when normally things just go sideways. That happened before. I mean, it will always happen, unfortunately. You can try to be very clear. Sometimes just like the verbiage or like the knowledge of the person is not right there. Like, we don't know why sometimes you're like, there's like some miscommunication. So maybe the final result is actually not what the client was actually expecting to see. And that is actually very sad. Like, for us is kind of like a failure, because you're really trying to do your best to make the client happy. And when you just have that feeling that something went south and you don't know exactly what happened, that is not a good feeling at all. And
Okay, we have 2 more questions in 5 more minutes. Judith and then Yasmin. Sorry.
Thank you, Andrea, for your comments. Love your point of view. My question is, sometimes I notice some ladies that they go to the salon and say, I want this hairstyle, and they check in the phone and they show, and it's the, famous artist, Madonna, Yellow. So what happened when the hair is completely different style, or is something that maybe we don't go with them? How do you handle that with the customer? When they say, I want this like Jane Fonda style, Madonna style, and their hair is completely different.
Yeah. Okay. So that is like another amazing question. This happens like literally every single day, like 5 times a day. It's actually not that bad, but there's a big but. So as long as you're coming to the salon with a specific idea, that is the best thing that you could actually do for a hairdresser. Like, it's the best thing ever, because reading minds, it's not part of our job, unfortunately, but it's just, I wish I could, but we just can't. So when someone is actually very specific, it's all I need. The problem comes when a person, it's mixing J-Lo with Madonna and Jennifer Garner and Jennifer Aniston. And I'm like, okay, so what do you actually want? Because you're talking about like 4 amazing people that are actually very different. And I don't really know what you want. So is it like picture number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, but like a combination of the 4? It's not really doable, right? So having a photo is amazing. It's really amazing, but just not like mix and match. And the other thing is, people, they should just realize that whatever they see on Instagram, Pinterest, whatever, it's 100% filtered. It's the best photo that they probably had, taking like 2,000 photos. And that is not just the reality of the salon.
Yes.
That's we wish it was, but it's just not. It's just not. So
as we're wrapping up. Yasmin, real quick, what's your question, real quick?
Andrea, thank you for answering all of our questions.
Absolutely.
One more question. Do you ever feel offended when a customer like is really upset with the final product? Does it hurt you internally, and how do you get past that if it does hurt you internally, of a comment that a customer gives you of not liking their style?
So sorry, are you talking about like being upset about a product or the final result?
The final result.
The final result. Oh yeah. It's definitely hard to take in. It happens. It's absolutely normal. It's part of our job. It's part of our life. We wish that it never happened, but unfortunately it does happen. So when that happens, you just have to like start all over again. And you really have to try to see where something went wrong. So was it her being completely disconnected, like just like expecting something that actually wasn't even what we said? Or was it me that I maybe said beige, and to her beige is gold, and to me it's beige? It all just comes down to like trying to understand why she's not happy. Like, there's definitely a problem.
But how do you feel though? How do you feel? Does that set you off the whole day? It could have been your first appointment. Are you now in a bad, like, are you sad for the whole day? How do you get out of it? What do you do? And then we'll just finish with Anna, and then we got to wrap, but just answer that.
I usually go home and have a glass of wine. I mean,
okay, that's good.
Obviously, it's not a good thing. You just try to like go past that, just kind of try to like get on with your day, and just like, there's, you know, if that happened with the first person of the day, you definitely have to like, you know, like jog up and just keep doing it, and the day is not over. And you just want to make sure that like you're gonna have like to go back and maybe like talk to this person like at a different time, and just like maybe have her come back and just consult with her again and see why she's not happy. It happens again. As
Okay,
I said,
Anna, we gotta get Anna in there. Anna,
Okay, real quick, and you cannot answer this right now. It's a yes or a no. But looking at the screen and all of us here, you see all of different types, personalities. As a professional, would you be able to tell us what is the best style or cut or color for each of us? Yes or no?
If I could in 2 seconds, that's what you're asking me?
No. Generally speaking, next show.
Could you do it? Yes or no?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but obviously, I don't want to come across the person that says you have to do this, you have to do that. So obviously, I could definitely come up with some ideas. I could totally do that, but it would be very hard for me to say, oh, I'm sorry, but honestly, I just think that you should be darker or like with shorter hair. I feel like it would be like more like a violation. So I would definitely not do that with a client sitting in my chair. And I would just think that I would just do the same thing here with you girls.
Unless they asked you.
If they asked me, I would say, do you want me to be 100% honest with you or not? So if they say yes, just be straight out honest, just flat out, I would say, okay, I'm sorry, but you should have like shorter hair. I could say that, which is actually what I tell my mom. Because my mom, I'm like, I just love you with shorter hair, not with that super long tresses. But she doesn't care. So I'm happy for her that she doesn't care, right?
Andrea, our producer wants to know, last, what is the hottest trend out there right now?
Copper hair.
Copper.
Yeah.
Okay,
my
ladies.
natural color. Woo!
Which is very hard to wear apparently, because there's other like societal rules. Oh, my skin tone doesn't go well with like warm tones and all that stuff there. So that's like another like hot topic right there. But yeah, it's very popular right now.
Cool.
And curtain bangs. Everybody wants
the curtain bangs.
Oh, I look terrible with bangs.
But they're quite easy. They're longer, so they're easier.
It's like saying flared jeans are coming back in. I'm not going there either. So.
Oh, you'll be the first one there, Teresa.
Probably. Yeah, you're right. You got me.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, very much, Andrea. Andrea's with Capelli Hair Salon in Vancouver. If anybody wants the info, I'll put it in our chat group. So as we said, we're willing to travel long and far for a great hairdresser. So he did my hair last week and I'm going to see him tomorrow. So anyways, that's a good testimonial. Thanks so much, Andrea.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye.